I'm not feeling 100%. Is this right? Did I get everything? Yeah. Anyway, I'm not feeling 100%. Hi, Malrain. Hey, I'm good. Hey, Ashley Basta Volleyball. Rachel Ray. Hey, Leah and Kai and Allie B and Alice G. Orbiting Around. Marie J. Sheepishness. So I'm fighting a cold, and I'm going to do my best to, like, keep going for the whole hour and a half, but if I don't feel good, I'm going to have to call it. I don't know why. I've been, like, sick for, like, a week, and it isn't getting better, and yesterday I was coughing more. Boring stuff. So anyways, oh, good, Orbiting Around, I'm glad. Yay. Oh, you can't post. It's okay. You don't have to post links today. Somebody else will pick up the slack. Totally understand. Thanks. Yeah, I'm like, it's weird. All of a sudden, I was tired when my mom was here. I was really tired. And then I woke up one morning, I was just like coughing. Like, I don't have a runny nose very much. I don't feel like body aches or anything like that. I've just been coughing and it won't go away. So if it persists, I'm going to have to call my doctor. Although y'all know insurance sucks and it's been a pain in my ass. And I was tempted to tweet at Cigna because I called 5 doctors because I have to see a specialist for something totally different. And they're on my list saying that my insurance takes them. And then I call them, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't take that one type of Cigna insurance. And I'm like, what? What? I hate insurance. I know it might be bronchitis. I don't know. I've never had bronchitis before. Sean gets it. Like, if we go back to Montreal, he gets it at like 100% of the time. But anyways, I do have some mail. If you guys, I don't want to show any addresses. I have this letter. Pew! Oh, Sean is filming today. He's filming at a school, actually. Oh, really, Sadie girl? Yeah, because, I mean, not to give you too much information, but I don't have green snot, but if I cough, it's green. So that means there's an infection somewhere. And I assume that's what it is. And I just had my physical. That's the ironic thing. I just got my yearly physical. Have you guys gotten your yearly physicals? I got my yearly physical on the 17th. And I'm like, did I catch it there? Ugh. Okay. I got something from Jessica, and then I got this card. And that is all that I have as far as mail that I'll open today, and I'll open on the live stream. I did just go to my P.O. box the other day, so this is all that I have. Yes, you are Impromptu Hales. You're supposed to go and get your physical. And the thing that just as an FYI, I don't really have a problem sharing this information with you guys, but if you don't want to know, just tell me to shut up in the comments. But my grandma, I think I told you guys last Christmas, she had a series of small strokes. She's completely fine and recovered, speech, motor movements, all of that. But the doctor was like, are you her blood relative? And I was like, yeah, I'm her granddaughter. He was like, her and 3 of her sisters, my grandma has a bunch of sisters, all have this, it's called Factor V Leiden, it's a mutation of your genes, and it makes you a higher risk for stroke. And he's like, all of them had it, and I really think you should go get tested. You should go get your blood work done. And so when I went in to get my physical on the 17th, I was like, hey, I really want you to test for this because my grandma and my great aunts have it, so I'm afraid I might have it. And so I got tested for it, and I don't have the full mutation, but I have a partial mutation, meaning that I am at a higher risk than like normal people, but I'm not like at the highest risk. So I'm only telling you this because I think that we should all be more active and taking care of our health. And so some things that I'm doing is like changing my birth control so there's no estrogen in it because that can increase our risk for stroke. I don't smoke, obviously, but that's why I need to see a specialist. I need to see a hematologist. And I can't find any that my insurance takes. So I've got to figure out, because I fly long distances. That's what I was worried about, that like if I stand up, I'll have a stroke because I've been sitting for a long time. So anyway, just taking better care of yourself. Make sure you get your physicals. It's the end of the year. It's a good reminder. It's a good time to set some goals. Thanks, Pops. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, it's a blood doctor, a hematologist. Yeah, hematologist. Anyway. But yeah, go get tested, go get checked out, make sure that you're doing all things, see your dentist, see your eye doctor, get yourself taken care of, because otherwise we don't know, and then it can be really scary. So that's just, that's just me trying to be a mom. Yeah, take care of yourself. And then I know, I don't want to have a stroke either, trust me. But I'm doing all the things I can. At my age, that my doctor said that in order to have a stroke, Oh, hey, Jaden. All the way from New Mexico. Thanks for hanging out. Just so you guys know, if this is boring you, let me know. The doctor said in order to have a stroke, you have to have the trifecta. So you have to have 3 things happen. 1 could be I'm on a birth control, and that puts me at a higher risk for stroke. 2 could be I have a full mutation of the gene, meaning that you have that second thing. And then we're essentially just kind of waiting for that third thing to get in place, which is like you had a surgery or you're sitting on a long plane ride or anything like that. And so there's the 3 things that have to take place, and I don't have all those things, but I do have like 1.5. So I should probably get my shit together, which is what I'm doing. So don't worry. I'm going to make some more calls today and hopefully get in. Anyway, so that's what it is. Yes, I did survive going to Amsterdam and Australia. And my doctor wasn't scared. He was, thanks, Cine. Woo, 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 woo. He said that, you know, with my age and everything, if I am like, understand the symptoms, understand what's going on, and like am aware and go to the hematologist, everything will be fine. So I'm just going to get in and do that. It just sucks because I don't know if I have to pay cash to see them. Insurance. I might tweet about it, see if Cigna has something to say for themselves. But anyway, enough about me. That's what's been going on with me, and then just a cold. My mom was in town, which was really nice. But let's get into... Oh, Bridget, if anybody missed anything, my grandma has a lot of women in my family have a mutation. It's called a factor V Leiden mutation to their genes, and it makes them a higher risk for a stroke. And so I went and got tested when I got my physical done, and I got my blood work done, and instead of having instead of a homogeneous, meaning both parts of the gene are mutated, I have a heterogeneous, meaning the only part of it is mutated. And so I still am at a high risk, but not as much. So that's what that was, a higher risk for stroke. Oh, hey, Joseph Lowry. I'm good. Oh, it's a kangaroo. I was looking at your photo. I'm like, what is that? It's a kangaroo. Hey, Joseph. I'm good. How are you? So anyways, don't worry, you guys. I'm fine. I just need to make sure I take care of myself, which I was encouraging each and every one of you to do too, because if we get it under control early on, then we're good. We just have to, the more you know. It's like reading Rainbow. Okay, let's answer some of your questions. Enough about me and my garbage. Okay, Issy Love says, I went to counseling for an eating disorder and it was just so scary. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not at 100%. And I'm blocked for therapy now because I ended one a short time ago, so I don't know what to do. Can you, I know that many people it sounds like it might be from the UK. It sounds like many of the people from the UK said that you can call a crisis team or get into, there's people you can get a hold of when you're in a crisis like that. And so I would, I know I will drink some swamp juice, Alyssa. I did yesterday. Actually, I'm back on the swamp juice because I hadn't been drinking it for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And I was like, that's why I'm sick. I didn't have the swamp juice. But anyways, it sounds like you're in the UK, and I would encourage you to reach out to like a crisis team of some sort and let them know that you're having a really hard time and just be honest about what's going on if you can, because that's the best way to like cut the line and to get in more quickly so that you can get the help when you need it most. Thanks, Navana Sparkles. Oh, and I'm not going to do any cowbell today. I mean, I can if we get like a big thing, but I didn't. Let me see if I can dig it out. Oh, and we have giveaways and t-shirts and stuff. So don't worry. I've got my whole little bin over here. Okay. Okay, Miss Smashing Pumpkin says lots of regions in the UK have a well-being service too, support groups, and can set up CBT for you, etc. Awesome. Thanks, Smashing Pumpkin. And I think that is good to remember because there are always different resources. We just have to kind of know how to scream and be heard. I had that whole video with Mags where she talks about her, the way that she's gotten help in the UK. If you want to rewatch that maybe for some tips and tidbits. And in the comments, people left stuff too. So maybe check that out. And it's funny, Smashing Pumpkin, I was watching Joe Rogan's podcast because somebody had recommended to Sean and I haven't watched it yet. But I say watch even though it's a podcast because it's on YouTube as well. He was interviewing the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkin. It was interesting. I would encourage you to watch it if you're a Smashing Pumpkin fan like I am. Smashing Pumpkins is an old band. He just released a new album. But anyway, I would just, check it out. It's really cool. Okay. I love pumpkin soup. Maureen, I have not made pumpkin soup, and Sean and I in our imperfect produce box got like 2 pumpkins one month, and I was like, what am I going to do with these? And I roasted them, and Sean said he was going to make a soup, and then we forgot, and they got moldy in the fridge. story of my life. Okay, let's see. Your dog's name is Pumpkin. That's cute. Oh, hi, Michaela. Sorry, guys. It's not you. I'm just tired. I coughed and woke myself up. Hi, Chase. Hey, it's Chase. Hey. I need some soup, man. Paola, you need some soup? It is that time of year. Okay, Julia says, yesterday I had my first panic attack, but today it feels like I can't breathe properly. What do I do? Go see someone. Talk to someone. I don't think... I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know if something is physically wrong with you. But panic attacks they can cause us to feel so much anxiety and worry about our physical health that they'll cause another panic attack. And it's actually the worry of another panic attack happening that makes them come with more frequency. And it sounds like that's kind of what's happening. Like your panic attack maybe involved struggling with breathing, and it's still telling you you're not breathing right, and it's your anxiety. And I think that maybe the physical feelings and ramifications for having the panic attack are still lingering, and the anxiety is making it seem worse than it is. I would encourage you to fight against those thoughts. I have my anxiety workbook has a whole chapter on panic attacks, and so I would encourage you to call your doctor and make an appointment and tell them about the panic attacks so we can get you the right help. But also just talk back to it, because chances are, I know this sounds crazy, but I just don't. My bet would be on the fact that it's your anxiety and panic disorder talking, telling you that you're not breathing correctly, because chances are you probably are. Okay. Hey, Breezy. LOLO. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool, Smashing Home, because I'm glad. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the Russell Brand one. So people are talking about that podcast, and that's the only one I've watched, so I'll have to definitely get into it. It is Marie. Anxiety is a sneaky liar. Super sneaky. Okay, Cine says, my mom got admitted to the hospital a week ago for a suspected heart attack. Everything was fine, but now I can't sleep at night. What do I do? So is she fine and she's back in the house, I'm assuming, not in the hospital? We're going to have to talk back to those thoughts, and maybe... Honestly, it's okay to feel that way for a while, Cine. Like, you had a traumatic event. That's really scary. It felt like we could lose our parent, and that's a terrifying thing. And maybe cry about it, write about it, vent about it, talk to your mom about it if you can. I think you probably were both scared. And so I would encourage you just to talk it out. If it doesn't feel safe, and, oh good, she is at home now. And if she doesn't want to talk about it, that's fine. I understand. To each their own in their own recovery process, but I would encourage you to talk and talk and talk about it until it doesn't feel so scary anymore and you feel like things are okay, because you're just coming down from a really frightening situation and something that was super, super terrifying. Give your brain time to process it, and then I promise you'll sleep better and you'll feel better and you'll go back to normal. But we have to give ourselves time to feel it. Stuffing it down and trying to go back to normal isn't going to make it go any faster, feel any better, We have to, it's scary. I'm sorry that happened to you. Okay. Alice says, my therapist asked me to promise her that I wouldn't do anything stupid until our next session. Is that okay? I mean, the wording could be better. Oh, hey, Karen. I've missed you too. I'm glad you're able to get on. Oh, we got a new subscriber, Latin Mercedes. Ready? Take your earbuds out. Welcome to the family. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, little princess, I'm okay. I have a really bad cold, and I'm going to probably take a nap today because I have an event tonight. Ingrid Nilsson invited me to a dinner, and so I have to get better before I, at least feel somewhat decent. It's only 2 hours, so I can keep it together, but... okay, so let me finish the question I think is Alice asked about her therapist saying don't do anything stupid. I do a lot of safety plans with my clients. I wouldn't say do anything stupid because I don't really think that's very nice and it's not framing something in a very positive light. What I would probably instead say is like, let's create a safety plan together because I want to make sure you're safe between sessions. And if you're not, here's our plan. Thanks, Cine. Woo, woo, woo. And so, oh, hey, Jamie. So, woo, Cine, coming in hot. And so I think framing it that way is a little bit better. And so if that bothered you that she said that, then I would mention it and say, that I didn't like that you said do something stupid. Like, I'd rather create a safety plan with you. I think that's something you can ask for. But just so you know, between sessions with a therapist, we are supposed to try to keep you safe. So we're supposed to try to have a plan in place and something that we do to make sure you're okay. Because if you need a higher level of care, then we need to know that. And so that's probably what she's getting at. And promising, yeah, Alice, that's very normal. I have clients sign no harm contracts between sessions, and that's just part of us trying to keep you safe. It can make you uncomfortable, and I encourage you to bring it up if it bugs you, but that's something we're kind of trained to do. I know it feels really weird, but it's just kind of how it works. It's how we were trained to, like, oh, what'd you say, Sadie? I just wanted to read your thing. Oh, yeah. Agreed. I agree with Sadie with the question about binging and stuff. But anyways, yeah, talk to her about it, though, if it bugs you, because we all have a right to have our own opinion, and there's other ways she can verbalize and other things you can do. Oh, good question. AP Malay, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, asked what's a no harm contract? It's simple, and everybody's going to have different ones, but I honestly just write it out myself on my paper that I take my notes on. I'm old school. I don't put it in a computer. I know I should. I hear that all the time. I'm just old school. I like to write it out. So I will write with my client. I'll write the date, and then I'll say, this contract was made between AP Malay and Kati Morton, that between seeing them today on this date and the next appointment on this date and time, they will not harm themselves, and they will use their safety plan as needed and reach out to resources or whatever we say. And then I have them sign it, and then I sign it, and then I usually have them keep it. I don't need it for my records. It's not something like, oh, I need to make sure that I do this. It's more of just us talking with one another, so that there's an understanding that we're going to try our best to be safe. That's really all it's about. Shwedi, I guess is how you say your name. How do you get over Stockholm Syndrome? I have a whole video about Stockholm Syndrome. I would encourage you to watch it. I talk about how to overcome it. Check it out. Just go onto YouTube and search Kati Morton Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, okay. Bye, Issy Love. I'm glad you're able to pop in even just for a little bit here. Okay, T-Line says, is it possible to be cured from CPTSD and dissociative disorders, or is that something you have to learn to live with to reduce symptoms? I believe you can be cured. But it's a lot of work, and I don't want to discredit anybody who's having a hard time with it, because it is hard. But when it comes to CPTSD, a lot of the symptoms will feel similar to BPD symptoms, and therefore a lot of DBT techniques when it comes to therapy practices work best. Thanks, Jamie. Woo, 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 woo. And so I would encourage you to find a DBT therapist or a group that you can join so that you can get some support, because we can overcome it and we can better manage our symptoms, just like everything. And with PTSD, I honestly believe when it's CPTSD, it is a lot of work to be done, because it was happening over and over, maybe like potentially throughout our entire childhood. And so be patient with yourself and allow yourself to, to heal slowly. Okay. Abby says, I've been having pain in my arm for the last week, and it jumped. Control the scroll. I don't have that cup today. Today I have this cup from Ronnie. It says, Kenyan Queen. Isn't it cute? It's so cute. Okay, let's see. Okay, Abby says, I've been having pain in my arm for the past week and have been prescribed morphine and diazepam, but I'm worried I've become reliant on them to sleep. Talk to your doctor. Let them know. Because even if you are becoming reliant on them now, if it's helping you because of the pain, I would try to lower the amount that you have to take to sleep, and I would slowly, try to get yourself off of it, and see how you do. But talk to your doctor and let them know that you're worried about that, because that's something they should address. Rachel Ray, holy moly! Woo, 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 woo! Coming in hot on a Wednesday morning. Well, actually, is it Wednesday morning to you? Or is it Thursday? You're so much ahead of me, I forget what day it is there. Are you a whole day ahead? I think it's like in the middle of the night for you, isn't it? But I would do that, Abby, and hopefully that helps you. It's Wednesday night. Yeah, in the UK it's Wednesday night, but I think in Australia, Thursday morning. Oh, you're up bright and early. Thank you, thank you. Woo, woo. Thanks, Ben's Q, little princess. And thank you to all my Patreon patrons for sending in your questions. I'm going to try to film next week. Hopefully I'm all better. I hope by Friday I'm all better. I have a CEU I have to teach, a continuing education unit for other therapists. That one about self-injury. Thanks, Cine. Woo, 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 woo. And I took all of your tweets and messages and things that you wanted a therapist to know, and I'm going to go through them with them. I think it'll be really cool, and hopefully it's super helpful. Oh, it's okay, Karen. Ingrid, I'm not going to do a Patreon stream today. I was going to try to do one on Saturday, but it's all pending on how I feel. I thought we'd do the one here, and then next week we'll do a Patreon one. So, yeah. Anyways, let's see. Okay. Misguided Ghost says, if we no longer have all the symptoms of depression, anxiety, etc. required all the time, is our diagnosis still in place? Not necessarily. Many times, I'll have clients who are diagnosed with, let's say, major depressive disorder, and through behavioral techniques, and just working with me and having someone to talk to, the symptoms go away and they feel fine. And then they wouldn't actually meet the diagnosis for MDD. And so they wouldn't have that diagnosis anymore. Most therapists will do like a check-in every so often to see if the diagnosis still fits. Like eating disorders, for instance, change all the time. So you can always ask. Okay, thanks. I don't know if it's SO7N, but thank you, Sunshine. Little Princess says, I retweet that on Twitter, and one of my followers commented, but not sure you saw, as I'm locked in. I'm not sure what the question is, Little Princess. Did I miss part of this? Do you guys see something I don't see? Oh yeah, Sadie girl, I'll let you know what the therapists say about the CEU, because I'm being pretty honest about the self-injury stuff, and I hope that they're, you know, that they're actually, like, they learn something about self-injury and knowing that it's not always BPD. Alyssa's asking, how do mood stabilizers differ from antidepressants? Mood stabilizers are supposed to keep you in the middle, stable, in like the norm. So like if this is depression down here and this is mania up here, mood stabilizers are mostly used for bipolar disorder. Not exclusively, but a lot of people who are on a mood stabilizer is because they have bipolar disorder. And so, yeah, so they try to keep you in that range. An antidepressant tries to keep you out of the bottom. And so antidepressants, if we have bipolar disorder, can shoot us into mania because it doesn't have a stabilization. It doesn't try to keep us in this middle. It just tries to push us up. And so it can spike us out of this like middle and into mania. And so we have to be you know, careful about it. Oh, the self-injury video, Little Princess says. I'm trying to figure out what the question really is. You had a friend comment in the self-injury video. I'm forgetting. Can you try to put it all together, Little Princess? I'm sorry. So like I said, I'm not at my best today. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. Tara Meyer says, can BPD have small bits of psychosis? A lot of diagnoses can have psychosis as part of them. I think that it's really common for people to have depression with psychosis. Like I have a video about that. BPD can have psychosis in it, but not everyone experiences it. It's not like a diagnostic criteria for BPD, but I would tell your doctor, therapist, whomever, to make sure that they know and they're giving you the help that you know. Oh, you got comments and feedback on your tweet. I'll like it now. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I tried to copy all of the comments and all of the retweets and things that you guys sent to me about that. And so, yeah, hopefully I got them all. Because I teach that class Friday morning from 9 to 11. Okay. Let's see. Maureen says, oh, and Paola, no, if you take mood stabilizer, it doesn't mean you have psychosis. Not at all. It just means that you maybe have like highs and lows, like a bipolar disorder type symptoms. And so they want to keep you in the middle. Maureen says, how can you keep your mental health okay when you're physically ill? I've been ill for 2 months? Is that why I haven't seen you as much? I was just thinking about that the other day. We have to find other ways to take care of ourselves. We have to do some things that feel good and make sure that it works for how you're doing. Because, okay, so I'm sick, right? So, like, if going for a walk is something I do to take care of myself, because it is. I listen to my podcasts, I zone out, I walk for about 30 minutes, I come home. I try to do that like 2-3 times a week. I'm not feeling good, so I'm not doing any physical activity because it's not good for my body because I need it to heal. So what else can I do? I can take baths. I can sleep in. I can, you know, order or make if I have energy. I usually just order, or Sean is wonderful and he'll make me stuff. I make food that I really want and stuff that sounds good to me. I talk to friends and family. You guys, I gotta go blow my nose. Hold on, Maureen. I'll answer the rest of your questions. Gotta get tissue. Okay, sorry. I brought it with me now, so I don't have to go get it. Okay. Gotta catch them all. I know, I blew it in the bathroom, so I don't have to do that in front of you, because that's not very nice. Thanks, Allie B. Woo, woo, woo. So when you're sick, I think you have to find other ways to do some self-care. So that could be, is anything simple. So find things that feel good to you, Maureen, even coloring, things that are low energy. And even being on here, just doing something that, helps you. Oh, thanks, Janie. Or is it Jane? It looks like it might be Jane T. I know Al is coming in hot with the likes. Woo, woo, woo. But yeah, so just finding some other ways to take care of yourself is important. Thanks, Hope D. Woo, woo, woo. What if you put blowing your nose in an ASMR vid? That's hilarious, Alyssa. I was just thinking about creating another ASMR video. Oh, you have a sinus infection? I'm so sorry, Allie. I feel ya. Thanks, Benz. And so, anyways, yeah. Hopefully I'll feel better. Everybody's getting sick around this time of year. For me, I honestly think it happened either A, because I went to the doctor for the physical and someone else was sick and I just caught their cold, or it's because our weather was weird. It was cold, like cooler, like we're getting cool down where it was like in the low 50s at night and like 60s during the day. And then all of a sudden for like 3 days, it was like 80 degrees. I was like, holy moly. And so, okay, so I talked to Jamie, and I'm going to try, do you guys want me to do, I think I might do a regular ASMR video, but I also might do a role play one. I know a lot of, you have a root canal tomorrow. Ick, I'm so sorry. No, Rebecca, we're not going to do the Patreon live stream after this, but I'll do one later. I know, yay, no, I've had 2 root canals, they're terrible. So anyways, okay, cool, Alyssa. Yeah, so anyways, I thought we'd do a couple different types. Yes, Music Lover Forever, your t-shirts are out yet. Did you not see them? And I'm happy to send you one if you tell me. See how they turned out? Are you proud? You should be proud. But if you want to send me your t-shirt size and your address, I'll be happy to put one in the mail for you. The role play one. Sorry, guys. The role play one is, have you guys gotten your t-shirts, by the way? You should have all received your t-shirts. I had one come back. Flo's came back to me, but I double checked her address and sent it back out. But I know I'm trying. Okay, thank you, little princess. I'll check it out. Okay, cool. You got it, Jamie? Yay. Oh, yay. I'm glad, Alice G. Yay, she got her t-shirt. Oh, yay. Okay. But anyways, the Patreon stream will be either this Saturday or next week. I'll post on Patreon always. You can count on it 100% of the time. I will always post on Patreon to let you know I'm going to live stream over there. Just so you guys know, I think, Rachel Lowe. Let me answer this real quick, and then I'll get into, yes, Music Lover Forever, just email me. I have some extras. I have a small, medium, and large extra that I got, and I'd be happy to send you one. Rachel Lowe says, how to report an unethical therapist in the USA. You can go to, depending on your state, you need to go to the Board of Behavioral Sciences. Ours is called bbs.ca.gov. That's the site. And you put in their name, it'll find them, you select them, and you can report them. You can print out the sheets and fill it out by hand, or you can fill it out online. But they usually want like specific dates and proof, and they will call you, and then they get to decide whether or not they pursue it. And it can suck for both therapists. Like I had a friend of mine who had a really horrible client who and this is a not ironic thing, but had filed complaints against their past 4 therapists and never told her. And they decided to pursue it for some reason, and she was caught up in court for 3 years, and then they said, nope, you didn't do anything wrong. It's crazy. It cost her like $20,000. So it can be really scary for both people, and it can suck, but they have to hold us accountable, right? We can't be bad. You can't ever log into the streams, Melita, on here or on the Patreon ones. Patreon, I find, and we can try some different things. Go for 2 weeks. Don't steam sick. Okay. I know I do need to I need to be tissue free. Oh, Patreon. Melita, I would try to, if you're on an iPad or a phone, I would try to download the Crowdcast app. that makes it 100 times easier. And ever since once you have that app downloaded, when I post that I'm going live, there's a little orange, I think it says go to Crowdcast or go to the stream. Oh. No live stream on Friday right now, Jamie. I'll let you guys know if that changes, but I've been so sick, and I have my CEU first thing in the morning, so I just don't know how I'll feel. I might be like really burnt out, because it's a 2-hour education course, but I'll keep you posted. Like, I'll be around, and maybe if I'm feeling, maybe I'll be 100% by then. Keep your fingers crossed. And then I'll do one. But I just might want a nap. So I'll let you know though. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, being sick is the worst. I'm not a very good sick person. Like my mom, when she was here, she's like, you need to lay down. And I'm like, that's like torture for me. Because the whole time I think like, well, I should be doing this, or I have to do that, or you're here and we should get out of the house. Like, oh my God. Bye, Impromptu Hills. Thanks for hanging out. And so, anyway, so I'm going to try to take care of myself and keep as, oh, you guys are having the same problem? We can try to troubleshoot, but I would encourage you right now, before I have another one, I would encourage you to, if you're having trouble getting on the Patreon live streams, I would reach out to Crowdcast and tell them, and like email them, because they're really, really, they're really responsive, because they're a small company. Alyssa, oh, the role play ASMR would be like me role playing what a therapy session would be like, or you can role play like you're going to the doctor and I ask you questions and I write on the paper. Like some of the ones that Jamie sent me were like, you can hear the pencil in the paper. I might tear some paper up. It's a way that you kind of incorporate ASMR into a role play so it doesn't feel so awkward for some people. Because I know some people don't like the just talking into the microphone. They prefer it to be like, feel like a normal interaction. And you can look them up, Alyssa. There's a lot of them. ASMR Darling does some role plays. So yeah. So I'm gonna maybe try that out. I just have to like write it out and kind of plan it a little bit. And I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. But I am filming. If I'm feeling better, I'm gonna try to film on Sunday a couple of different types of new videos. The ASMR, unfortunately, it's hard to film at my house because it's noisy because I have neighbors. So I'll try to probably do it at the YouTube space. So I'll have to keep you guys posted on that. But it's on my mind. Don't think that I forgot or that I'm not doing it. It's just haven't any time. Okay, let's guess somebody. Hope D is up top. Let's see what she's up to. Let's see how it looks like she's in Great Britain. Yeah, Emily B, I'm working on it. I'm trying to make sure I take some more self-care time. And I had the whole week off. That's the thing. And Sean's like, it's probably because you were stressed and then you had a break. And that's why you now feel sick. And he might be right. It doesn't seem to be connecting. Bethany, do you think people get over being autistic? Oh, it wouldn't connect. I don't know why. As far as... oh, yeah. Nosy neighbors versus mine. I'm sure yours is much noisier, little princess. 8 kids in the house? That sounds way... I have, like, 2 neighbors upstairs. And then, obviously, neighbors around us. But, so, the question about if you're always autistic or if you ever overcome it, it's technically, I mean, I'm not a specialist in this area. That's why I haven't talked about it a ton, because I really would prefer to get someone on who like treats this and deals with it all the time and understands it fully. But being autistic, or being on the spectrum, as we call it now, the autism spectrum, it's something in the development of your brain. It's the way that your brain functions, and we can better manage it, and we can find ways to feel less and less upset by it. And ways to manage the kind of, because the best way, I think I told you guys, I read this blog where someone who with autism said that's like a frayed wire. So like any kind of noise, like going to a busy restaurant is like, can be overstimulating and overwhelming. And that's why like all of our senses feel kind of heightened and can be really uncomfortable. And so anyways, that's not something that we can like overcome, but it is, or like grow out of or anything like that, but it is something we can better manage. And with the right tools. I know that Sadie Girl has done a lot of work with her son, I believe, for this, and I think that that there are a lot of other ways. Hi, Daniel. Yeah, it's a sensory input. Exactly, Bethany. So it's like all the things that are coming in with all our senses can be overwhelming. And so I think that it can really help to have tools and ways to better manage it. So anyways, it doesn't go away, but we can feel better about it and know that it doesn't make nothing's like wrong with you. I don't like when people term it like that, but it can be really hard. And so finding the right treatment and the right team can really give you a leg up and make you feel like you're more in control of the things that are hard for you, because everyone's experience is different. I've had clients in the past, when I first started working, I did some like floor time, which is like a treatment for children on the spectrum. And some of them, they were fine with like noises, but transitions were hard from one activity to the next. And some food was like the biggest thing, but everybody's different. So you have to find out how it feels to them. Hi, Livy the ladybug. Yes, I do. Thanks, Paula. If you're wondering what psychosis is, I have a whole video on it. You can go on YouTube and you can, thanks, Shelby. Woo, 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 woo. You can go on YouTube and search Kati Morton and then plug in any words of certain things you're worried about. Thanks, Livy. So, yeah, anyways, keeping that. Yeah, Alyssa says even earplugs are more discreet than headphones or earmuffs. Totally. And you can do some things, we can do things to make it more comfortable for you so that you can better manage it. Daniel, you can ask me something, of course. Liz R's question, can a dream on sexual assault be a trauma? A dream itself can be scary and frightening, but it's not, in the moment it can feel very traumatic, but when you wake up and you realize it wasn't real, it's not the same as a trauma and something that happens to us in real life. If that's a flashback dream and it's something that already happened to you, then yes, of course, those are very common. It's a way that our body our brain tries to process through the trauma and it's usually during our, when we're dreaming, obviously in our REM sleep, it tries to help process through that. And so it'll bring it back up. And that's why we have flashbacks in our sleep sometimes and have like nightmares. Okay. Bye, Alice G. Thanks for hanging out. So, but the actual things themselves are not. Oh, bye, orbiting around. I hope your doctor's appointment goes well. Okay. Let's try Abigail. Looks like she's been waiting. I know, it's been 36 minutes already, or 37. Almost 38 now. Crazy. Let's see if we can connect with Abby. Or if it's Abigail. I don't know. I don't want to assume. Hi, Abigail.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, I guess.
Did I surprise you?
Yeah.
I said, did I surprise you?
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Nothing much.
Are you doing okay? Enjoying the... Is it freezing over there?
Well, in the UK, but the heating's on and I'm still cold.
You what?
The heating's on, but I'm still cold.
Oh. So what's up? Do you have any questions or anything?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Just a bit taken back.
Just what?
I'm just a bit taken back because I didn't think I'd actually be a guest.
Oh, yeah, I know. Guesting, it's like boom, it just happens. Well, thanks for hanging out and being on the live stream.
That's alright.
Yeah. What time is it there? Is it like 8 o'clock?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, nice. Did you have a nice day?
Yeah, it's alright.
Good. It's the middle of the week, right? We've made it halfway.
Mm.
Well, it's good to see you, Abigail. If you have another question, let me know. You're happy to pop back in or whatever, okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Uh-huh. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Oh, Alyssa. I'm not famous. That's silly. It's just me in my pajamas coming at you live. Okay, let's see. Is it dark already, Hefton? Well, I guess if it's nighttime. It's not dark out here. It's 10:45 in the morning, so. Okay, let's see. Oh, did you, Miss Sweet? You did just fine. You guys all do fine. You get nervous to guess, but you do just fine. Is it pitch black there already? Ugh, crazy. Crazy. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to try to guess more people, Abby, so we'll try to get as many other people as we can in here. Every so often I'll try to guess someone, okay? Okay, let's see. I know you're in your PJs too, see? I want to go to New Zealand so bad, you guys. If I get to go back to Australia, I want to take some time and go to New Zealand. Of course, Rhiannon, am I saying that right? Rhiannon Edwards? Of course, I'm glad that my videos are helpful. Allie, your therapist suggested shock therapy, like, do you mean like ECT or a different type? Was there something? I know, of course, Karen. I would love to come to South Africa. I wish they had like a YouTube convention. That's the only way I'm able to travel. I'm saving my monies. I'll be able to go more places, but you know. Oh, Billy's here. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, ECT maybe. I would ask a bunch of questions, Allie. I know that, you know, suicidal thoughts and depression have kind of come and gone for you for a long time, and it is the most tried and true way of treating it. However, a lot of people have bad experiences. Like in the comments of my ECT video, I don't encourage you to read it. A lot of people have left like their horrific, scary experiences. But, okay, perfect, Karen. Perfect. Get on it. Yes, Bethany, ECT does affect your memory. And that's the biggest concern with people. Sorry, you guys. I honestly think that I've had 2 clients go through ECT in all of my years. And one of them, she had like no memory of the event itself, which is very common. That's usually what happens, which, I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't really be so much worried about remembering the ECT process. It doesn't sound that much fun, you know? Yeah, I'm scared to even try it. Ask a bunch of questions, and if you feel like it's a good option for you. So I'll give you a little idea of like what my clients have said. My one client, it didn't help with her suicidal thoughts. She had a lot of other stuff going on also, but she had no memory of it happening, and that she actually liked that, and I think I would too. But as far as the rest of her memory, she was fine. It's not like she forgot her childhood or anything like that. And so there's that. Then my other client, it worked really, really well for. The only problem that she had is that she hated that her memory was foggy around that time. So like during her ECT treatment, like that whole chunk was really foggy for her. And I don't know if anybody else has, oh, thanks, Nazanin. Woo, 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 woo. Has anybody else done ECT? If you want to let us know. Okay, Introvert says there are currently new treatments being trialed and upcoming for treatment-resistant depression other than ECT. And so I do think ECT has been great for suicidality and treatment-resistant depression. Those are my 2 examples and 2 experiences. And an N of 2 in a study is a really low number. Thanks, Shada, baby. Woo, 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 woo. And so, and Nazanin, you like the free gift roll thingy? You're pretty good. And so, anyways, I would ask a bunch of questions, Allie. I would consider, I mean, I don't know what your whole treatment history has been. Sorry, what are you on? But if you've tried a bunch of medications and it's not getting better, like Introvert said, there are other options out there that are being trialed. You can ask about trials if you want to try that. The thing about ECT, yes, and A Beautiful Mind doesn't give you a great impression. That's like the old-fashioned way. But it has been helpful. I mean, from what I've heard from other clinicians, it's something. I'm sorry, Alyssa, I gave you the yawns. Okay. Oh, okay. I see, Allie. Ask a bunch of questions. Ask about the memory stuff. Ask for any, or even start researching it, looking up the trials and studies about it, because it is really effective, but I want you to be fully informed, because the memory thing does bother a lot of people. Not being able to remember that chunk of time can be hard. But I mean, I know a lot of people say it's really terrible and all this stuff, but I think it can be really helpful. I wouldn't count it out, but I want you to feel okay about it. And it's always scary. I've never, like, and both of my clients were frightened to try it, and it wasn't actually my recommendation. It was the psychiatrist, and I had talked, and the psychiatrist was really all about it. And you know, that's out of my scope of practice essentially, because I'm not the one to give the ECT, but I can tell them that I think it might help. And so I would, yeah, ask a bunch of questions, read about it, and then make a decision that's best for you. If the suicide, like for both of my clients, the reason that they decided to do it was because nothing was getting better and they just couldn't feel that way anymore. They were sick of it. And if that's where you're at, you know, that's okay. Perfect. I know that she loves Texas, so bring Carly out. Okay. Let's see. Music Lover Forever says, is it weird that if I'm feeling better for a little bit, I get scared that the pain will get bad again, then it comes back and it gets really bad? I think a lot of us, and I don't know if this is exactly what you're asking, Music Lover Forever, but I know that a lot of people, when we're used to feeling like shit, and this is going to sound crazy, but we get used to feeling like shit, and it becomes our norm. And so when things are good, then we're just like waiting for it to get shitty. And I know that sounds crazy, but then it's like it's uncomfortable when things are good because we're not used to it. And we're like, wait, you're being nice to me? I don't like that. That's not normal. You should be mean to me. I don't like this. This is weird. Thanks, Leah J. Woo! Totally, right? Okay, so you guys, so that, I think, honestly, I always feel like that's kind of where that comes out of, so that when we do feel good, we almost can't enjoy it. And it takes some time and some, like, mental practice. You know, I talk about, like, positive self-talk and how we can make ourselves feel better. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm the worst today. How we can, like, mentally talk ourselves into more positive thinking. We can mentally begin to accept that positive things can happen and that we are deserving of it. Does that make sense? And so it can kind of take, oh, it's so cold over there. I'm sorry, little princess. It is, I mean, I think it's kind of cold here, but I know compared to other people, it's not really cold at all. So, sorry, guys. And I know this was a gift. I got this as a gift, coconut pear. It's very delicious. Claire sent so many amazing things. My mom and Larry ate, like, all the chocolates that she sent. I have face masks, all sorts of goodies. Sean already used his new cup that she sent. We love it. But as far as that, Music Lover Forever, I think that it's part of us just in the moment when we are feeling good. I want you to, instead of allowing yourself to get in that worry spiral of like, oh my God, I'm going to feel bad at some point, and this is weird and I don't like it. We should instead have like a list of things that we can tell ourselves, like, no, I'm deserving of this good feeling. This is actually what a lot of people feel most of the time. I am going to try to sit with it and absorb it. And it's going to take some time to get used to it, but you can. Okay? Thanks, Sadie girl. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, you tried chips today, Bethany. I am so proud of you, and they weren't that bad. You know, I'm sorry, little princess. I could live in the shower for the warmth. Thanks, Jamie. Woo, woo, woo. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in so long. I've been missing a lot of you. But I think it's also because it's almost that time of the month where I get to hang out with a lot of my Patreon patrons. And so, ooh, Ryan. And so anyway, so I think that's probably why it's been a while since I've seen all of your faces. Ryan Kyler, this is a great question, says, what does music therapy do? I will have a video coming out with a special guest where we go through music therapy and we actually do it. And it's really cool. Thanks, Melissa Mack. Woo, 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 woo. But in short, the music therapy helps us find new ways to express all that we're feeling so we don't feel stuck with it. Thanks, Allie B. Woo, woo. Oh, Hakoki is here. So hopefully that kind of helps. The video will be more, because I don't do music therapy. That's not like what I do. I'm not a certified music therapist. I forget what she called it, but we have a music therapist. She describes why it works, how it works, but it really can help us express things that we don't have another way to express. Thanks, Allie B. Coming in hot. Woo, 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 woo. I know art therapy. That's another thing I want to do on my channel. I want to get an art therapist because people are like actually, a lot of therapists, I incorporate a lot of art into my therapy practice, but I'm not an art therapist. That's a whole nother like study, degree, stuff like that. And so thanks, Allie B. Woo woo. Oh, this is a good question. So anyways, there'll be a video coming soon. Paula, can BPD result in hypersexuality? Yes. Impulsivity is a big component of BPD that I don't think people talk about enough because they've always attributed it just to self-injury, and that is not all. I have a lot of clients who, I'm happy to see you too, Jilly G. A lot of people have impulsivity when it comes to not just self-injury, but that's one of them: shopping, eating, and sex. And I have a big struggle with a lot of my clients with BPD who have so many issues with that, and we try to manage the impulsive urges more than just self-injury or one of them. It's like we try to keep all of them under control, and just understanding that it's more the impulsivity factor rather than just one thing. And that's why impulse logs, the Safe Alternatives app, I know it costs like $2. The Safe Alternatives app has great impulse logs. Okay, Jamie says, Katie, I know I shouldn't wean off meds myself. My doctor moved far away, and the new doctor won't see me until January. I don't know what to do. Man, till January? Shit. You're probably having the same issue I am, because insurance blows. Are they making you feel bad, Jamie? Is it the sleep stuff? Like we're still not sleeping, and it's making us feel really... Oh, Worry Box. Bethany, thanks for sharing. Worry Box is a really good box. I thought about putting a box together. I've just had trouble like figuring, like a lot of the, no one will do it. DFTBA won't do it. Teespring only does teas. Do you guys like the new t-shirts, by the way? Sean put a little hat on. Did you see it was Jenna's design from the Llama Be All Right? Oh, it's an app. Oh, awesome, Bethany. Oh, equine therapy. I agree, Benz. I used to take my eating disorder patients over there. Jamie, can you get a hold of your old doctor that moved away? I would want you to at least talk to someone, because the weaning off of medication, as a person who's not a doctor, the weaning off of medication is so specific to each type, and I would want to make sure that we don't give you any unnecessary like withdrawal symptoms or bad, like worse side effects, because that happens a lot. So, oh yeah, Leah, oh, there's so many things, sorry. Okay, so Alyssa, Worry Box is an app. And Bethany can tell you more about it, I think, because she said it's really helpful. But for Jamie's thing, I would see if there's a way to reach out and even get on the phone, or can you email? Because if you're going to wean off, I would want you to do it carefully. Okay? Yeah, okay. Try calling him. Try calling him and just tell him what's going on. Say the side effects are killing me. I hate it. This is terrible. And I can't see the other doctor till January. What can I do until then? And hopefully he can help put a plan together, because we're looking at like, you know, I don't know if it's a month or two. I don't know how far into January, but we just need to get you through. So talk to a doctor. Even, I mean, I try to get a hold of your psychiatrist, but even a GP would be better than just doing it on your own, okay? Thanks, Music Lover Forever. Woo-woo. Okay. And Leah, I think it was Leah. I forget. It might not have been Leah. But, oh, Ingrid, congratulations. She got an A on her. Oh, bye, Emily B. Ingrid got an A on her exams. Yay, yay. Okay, January 4th. Yeah, so keep me posted, Jamie, but that's what I would do. I would try to get a hold of somebody. At least it's not too far into January, but I don't want you to have to suffer with it anymore. So try to get a hold of them and just say, I just need to know how to wean off of this, because I can't. And then also, I would encourage you, Jamie, when you talk to him, to say, and if my symptoms get worse, how can I go back on? So if things get bad, like if you start to feel suicidal or something, I want you to have a plan. So that way you're all set up for that, for this like month and some. Man, who's that busy they can't see someone for... I am listening to Blake, Abby, that they can't get someone in that long. I mean, I've had clients maybe have to wait 2 weeks, but shit. Okay. Leah had said that weighted blanket helps her sleep. I wanted to mention that because I think that is really cool. I know it's crazy. I just can't. Okay, let's open the mail. How's that sound? And then, oh, a Phantom Man or whatever your name is. I'm in California. Howdy ho. But I'm originally from Washington State, so if I have a weird accent, oh, thanks, little princess. I'm glad you found me too. And Sean isn't here. He's actually filming. He's filming a school. He's doing something. He's not excited just because Sean really loves doing what we're doing, but we as a company, I guess, Kati Morton Company. That's a weird thing to think of, but we can't. He still has to work his job. That I'm just, for family, for finances. But he's bored with it. But I think it's cool. He's doing a 360 film of a school so that when people want to come, they can get online. They can do like a whole tour. I think it's really cool. So anyway, he's doing that today. Okay, so I got oh, look how pretty. You guys, look at this card. Do you see it? I don't have the Kira app. I know that a lot of people use that. Have you guys heard of that? But it like makes everything really, really glittery. What Alice said. Weird accent. Oh, and so I would love, thanks, Jilly G. I would love to come to the Carolinas. I want to go to Charleston so bad. Okay. Oh, thank you, Tina. This is from Tina. Oh, this is such a sweet card. Oh, thank you, Tina. This is so pretty. Yay. This is such a good song, you guys. Do you like, it's not Dirt. What's it called? It's Florida Georgia Line. Anyway. Okay. Now, oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, so this looks like it's from Canada. Yeah. I don't know who it's from. I'll find out. I don't know if is it called Dirt? I think it is just called Dirt. What a funny song name, but I love it. You guys, there's so much stuff. Jessica, thank you. I'll read this letter. It doesn't sound like it's a read it out loud thing. But look, we got, you guys, I have so many face masks. I'll put one on today and I'll take a picture and put it on my Instagrams like normal. See, we've got a sheep. Sheep! Maybe this should go as a giveaway. Sheepishness. If this is a giveaway, I want you to take a picture with it on you. And this one's a dog. I love it. I love it. Okay, I feel like I should probably maybe read because maybe this is like giveaway stuff. But I don't think so. It doesn't say. Okay, anyways. And then the Sand and Sky. Really? What is it, Rachel? Sand and Sky face mask. What brand is that? Just what it's called? I'll have to look it up. Yeah, weighted blankets are kind of expensive. Oh, there's semicolons. You guys. I'm talking about the semicolon project in my CEU on Friday because a lot of people don't know what that is, and I think it's important that they know. I think these are giveaways. So I'm going to put these in our giveaway pile. We got semicolon. It looks like, these look like necklaces. My guess would be these are necklaces. These are so cool. I love it. Okay. Oh, and look at all this other stuff. You guys, Wreck This Journal. This is so cool. Have you guys heard of these? I love it. Portable Color Me Calm. These are such good giveaways. I'm assuming these are giveaways, but I have to read through my whole letter. Oh, look, even... Sorry, focus, camera, focus. Really? Your therapist brought you that? That's so cool, Abby. 100 days. Oh, if any of you have trouble journaling, this is really cool. Amy Blake made a really cool thing. Writing prompts. Discover your creative side with a self-exploration journal. These are so cool. You did such a good job, Jessica. Oh my God. Fuck, yeah. Swearing coloring book for adults. Amazing. Amazing. Strange Paradise, a collection of swear word. I love this. It made me laugh so hard it made me cough. These are so cool. This is awesome. Okay, Jessica, you've outdone yourself. So those will all go in our giveaway pile. I think those are amazing. So that's all the mail for today. I just had 2 packages. So this is nice. It was wonderful. So I'll read the letter. I assume those are all for giveaways. So if they're not, I'll let you know. But we're going to assume I'll put them in my bin. My bin is getting kind of full, so we're going to have to do one of those mega giveaways. Remember when I sent out like 10 or 15 giveaways that one live stream? We're going to have to do that sometime soon. Maybe we'll do it like our last live stream of December or something. What do you guys think? So anyways, these are really, really cool, and I'm excited. Okay, Rihanna. Oh, it's just Rihanna, like the singer. She says, any tips on preventing a binge, please? I actually have a video, how to stop the binge. I think it's just the binge cycle or binge purge cycle. Check it out. I talk about it very straightforwardly in there, and I think it'll be really helpful. So just look on YouTube, Kati Morton binge cycle, and it should come up. Okay, Abby says, oh, and Ebony, this is a quick question. Don't laugh so hard. I know, it just, when I laugh, I know, a Christmas giveaway, Chloe, exactly. Or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate, it's all around that same time. Ebony says, hey, Katie, can dissociation be experienced alongside hypomania? Dissociation is more of a trauma response. And so I have seen it with hypomania, but it's not as common. It's usually something triggers it that is based around our trauma. So I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully, if you have follow-up questions, let me know. Abby says, I feel angry at my tea because I got used to her emailing me so often and then she stopped and now I feel rejected. Is this weird? Am I too attached? Okay, couple things. First, I need to drink water because the coughing won't stop, even though I took medicine. Oh, we're 89. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. First, your therapist needs to be clear about what the boundaries are. And so you have every right to bring this up in your next session and say, hey, you used to do this. How come you don't? And I know you can make it nicer than that, but you can honestly be just as direct as that because it's up to me. I feel like I've said this a lot in different videos. Like, it's up to me as your therapist to let you know what you can expect from me. Meaning, if you email me, do I email back? My answer is no. I never email back. Email's not a good way for us to communicate, but I'll print them out, put them in your file, and we'll talk about them in our next session. I may email and just say, got this, we'll talk about next. That's it. But I don't really like that kind of communication. Text, I only text for emergencies or for schedule changes. And calls are what you have to do if you're having a hard time. And that's emergency only. Other than that, we talk about it in session. And so you have to it's my responsibility to just express that to my clients. And if they don't do that to you and she keeps responding to emails and then stops, she needs to have a conversation with you about why. So bring it up. That's on her. It's not on you. I do have cough drops music lover forever. I just have to go get them. They're in the other room. And I also been using this spray. It's like a honey something spray. It's supposed to help. It's like a natural thing. Sean prefers to always try the natural stuff, but oh, good, Billy. I'm so proud of you. She joined BetterHelp. Says it's challenging but good. I know, Hufflepuff, the coughs away. Exactly. Sorry, guys. That's why I wasn't sure how long I'd last. But I'm okay to go till an hour and a half. But then I think, we're going to have to call it. I'm sorry. Karen says, my tea said something interesting. She said, maybe I'm scared to be okay because in my head I think that means everything I've been through is invalidated. That's interesting, Karen. It's kind of like what I was talking about when it comes to feeling like when things are good, that it's not okay and it doesn't feel right. And sometimes by us recovering and being quote unquote okay means that the other stuff's not important, but we have to change our belief about that and understanding that being okay just means that I survived. I overcame. It's like in the Courage to Heal workbook, she talks a lot about not saying I'm a victim, but saying I'm a survivor. And I think that terminology, just that shift of how we think about it, can make us feel so much better, because if we are worried that by getting better, it means that it didn't matter. If we say I survived it and overcame it, it still recognizes that shit happened and it was bad, but I overcame it. I persevered. And I think sometimes it's just how we verbalize it, how we talk to ourselves about it can be really powerful. That's great, Karen. I'm glad that she brought that up, because that's something that, a lot of my eating disorder patients have trouble with that, especially if there's a trauma in their past, because they're like, well, if I don't have this, then it means that, that wasn't a big enough deal. It didn't affect me in the way that it really did. And I'm like, you don't have to wear your pain. You can express it and feel it, and that's okay too. And sometimes that's just, it's a lot to take in. So, sorry guys. Okay, let's answer a few more questions here, and then I'll guess somebody else, and then we'll call it for today, just because I'm not doing well. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm afraid I'm going to go into a coughing fit, and nobody likes to see that. Last night, I woke up at 5:45 in the morning just coughing. I didn't want to wake Sean up because he had to get up already at 6:30 to get to work, and I was like, hi, Alyssa. Okay, Sunshine, would you suggest ECT for someone who dissociates? No. ECT, from my understanding, and again, I don't perform ECT. That's not something that I'm trained to do. I have referred some clients to it with as a team with a psychiatrist, because I believe, from my understanding, I can recommend it, but you have to have a medical doctor sign off as well. But Oh, Tori, what's your important question? You could have put it in there right then. But for dissociation, I honestly think the best thing is working on grounding techniques and building your resiliency zone, which could be through somatic experience, could be through different types of trauma therapy. But I don't believe ECT has any studies to prove that it helps with dissociation. I love Christmas, Joseph. Honestly, Thanksgiving's my favorite because there's no gifts and pressure for that, but I just love the holiday time. I know that I'm not alone in that because people get all about holidays, but I love myself some fall, some Thanksgiving, some Christmas, some New Year's. I love I love family and friends. So being able to just be thankful for people, be reminded of the people that you love and the people, telling people they're important to you, all of that. I love it. I love it. Do you guys love it? I know the questions are coming in hot, Alyssa. Of course, Sunshine. I try to get through as many questions as I can. I know some people get frustrated and they're like, this is a waste of my time, but it's just me. It's just me. No minions. That's how the Kenyan name came to be. It's because I can't get through all of the questions. So, Junanette, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering it, and I apologize. Oh, good, Ebony. I'm so glad. I'm glad that my advice was helpful. And yay, I'm so proud of you for doing that and talking to your therapist about it. Yay. Okay. Junanette. Bad. I'm going to ruin it. I'm in my first year of psychology at uni, but I'm doubting my choice. Can you be a good therapist despite mental illness or autism? My uni says no. I've talked about this a lot, and I have lots of videos on this. Oh, thanks, Karen. I have lots of videos on this, and you can do whatever you want. No one can tell you no. Having a mental illness doesn't mean you can't be a mental health professional. Not getting help for your mental illness and then trying to be a mental health professional is not okay. I know that there's no laws against it, but I personally think that it's really, really wrong because even as a therapist, I believe every therapist should have been in therapy, either currently or at least been in it a few times so they know what it's like to be on the other side. I feel like it's really, really wrong to try to do something that you yourself have never been on the other side of. And also, I should be working on my own shit so it doesn't find its way into my sessions. Because we're people too, right? So we have to keep ourselves together. So I don't think that your mental illness prohibits you from doing anything as long as you're taking care of yourself. I also think having autism can be an amazing tool to help others with it because you understand what it's like. Just in the same way I'm saying being on the other side and having been in therapy on and off since I was 14 or 15 years old, maybe even younger, right around 14, 15, it helps me better understand what it's like for my clients and how hard homework really is. I don't just give them things thinking it's easy. And I think that if anybody tells you you can't, that should just be more fuel in your fire for you to do it. Like when I started doing YouTube, a lot of my colleagues were like, you can't do that because what if you give bad advice and stuff? And I'm like, well, they're not technically my clients. I'm not taking them on in my practice, but what's wrong with putting out free information for people? And they were like, well, I don't know. I mean, what if people don't like you and stuff? What if it doesn't work out? Shut your trap. I think doing what you want, doing what you love, doing it with, if you're passionate about it, you're going to be great at it. Don't let people tell you no. As long as you're taking care of yourself and doing what, gives you joy and feeds your soul, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Exactly, Bridget. They're just negative Nancy's. So, okay, we don't do numbers, just so anybody knows. Whenever you're asking about things, we don't do number of X of miles or kilometers you've ran or pounds or stones or numbers for eating disorder stuff. But Tabia says, will my health get bad if I only purge a certain number of times a week? There's no certain number that's going to cause a certain amount of damage to your body. Everyone's body's different. But what purging does, we talked about this, was it the last live stream, you guys? We talked about, and maybe I should do a video on this. I'm trying to make the videos more interactive and more just answering questions because I feel like people like those more than diagnoses. But when we purge, we can burn off our esophagus cap. I forget what the name of it is, but it's the thing that keeps our acid down when we lie back. Because a lot of people who've been bulimic for a long period of time, regardless of how many times they purge there's no amount of numbers. We don't know. Everyone's body's different, but it can burn off that cap. So then you always have acid reflux and it can cause a lot of damage. Purging in general is not good for your teeth. and just your overall gum health and things like that. Also, it's not good for your electrolyte balance and potassium levels. There's a lot of things it's just not good for. And so I would never question whether X number of times is going to mean you're sick enough or it's going to do damage. I would consider more, how soon can I get help? Because why am I forcing myself to purge when I'm just giving my body the energy it needs? Because any amount of eating disorder behavior isn't okay, because you deserve better. You deserve to be able to eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full, and not feel like you're not ill enough or that you don't deserve the help, because we all deserve the help regardless. Even if I have thoughts of an eating disorder, I think you deserve to go see a therapist and talk about it. So just keep that in mind and know that there's no like baseline for you to be sick enough, because trust me, your eating disorder is such a piece of shit. It will always tell you you're not sick enough, no matter how large that number gets. Okay, that's just my thing. Okay, sleep well, Karen. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was good to see you. It's been a while, so I'm glad you were able to come in. Okay, Fujoshi Peanut, I'm probably saying that wrong. Hey, Katie, anytime I try to think through... Oh, yay. Hey, Sophie P. How's medical school, you smarty pants? It says, anytime I try to think through my problems, my mind goes blank or my thoughts become scattered and fragmented and repetitive. Why is that? I don't know for sure, because I don't know. I'd have to talk to you a lot more, right? Oh, I did say it right. Wow. Wow, guys, it's a first. We should celebrate. Thanks, Brooke. My guess, and I don't, like I said, I have to see you. I'd have to know more. But, oh, bye, music lover forever. Hope you have a great day. Depression. I think it's depression. People don't talk about it. I have a video, the most overlooked sign of depression or something like that. It's concentration difficulties. When we can't focus, we can't keep our mind on one task, we can't complete a sentence. We read and we reread over and over the same thing, and we have no idea what we've read. A lot of people, I don't think people talk about it enough, and people wonder why I can't remember the things I'm supposed to do during the day, and a lot of it has to do with depression. And so I would probably talk to someone and, oh, I know, Brooke, it is hard because the different time zones. Oh, Siri, you don't have to send gifts. No need to apologize. It's like some people say, I'm so sorry I can't give on Patreon, but there's nothing changes for you if you can't give. I'm just grateful for those that can, because it's because of each and every one of you that I'm able to keep doing this. Otherwise, I probably would have, I might have been able to put out like a video every couple weeks, but I would have had to go back to full-time work. So you guys are you're the reason that I'm here. I'm very grateful and thankful for you. I know I say it all the time, but especially Thanksgiving just happened. So know that there isn't a day that goes by that I'm not extremely thankful and grateful for all of you. But to finish up that question, I think it's probably depression, and I would definitely talk to someone and see if you can get some help for that. Okay. Let's see. I know you are my bosses. It's true. It's kind of, in truth, it's like a symbiotic relationship. My channel wouldn't exist without you, without people offering up their questions and their experience and their advice. We're a community. We work together. It's not just me or you, it's us. I think that's kind of cool. Of course, I hope that question that answer was helpful and it really answered your question, because I know not everybody talks about that kind of stuff. Thanks, Marximilian? Is that how you say it? That's really cool. Okay. Yes, Sophie P., I applied for that grant. I was awarded the Vlogbrothers grant a few years ago, and I apply every year. That's just something that I do. And Hank is also, he's such a good friend of mine, and I know he'd love to help out the channel more. So yeah, but I'll double check and make sure that was the one that I've applied to, but I'll let Sean know. We're always on it. I even applied for a grant through the city of Irvine down in like Orange County, because they had a grant for essentially what we do, but we didn't win it, and it felt like they already had a planned winner, because it was something that someone was like already building on their land. It just felt very, ugh. But I always do it. Yeah, and the Green Brothers are amazing. I like them both so much. We've hung out a lot, and I'm not just saying that because of who they are. They're good people. You know, there's some people on YouTube who are jerks and in real life, but they pretend to be nice. They're just good people. Okay, let's see. Okay. Introvert says, I'm on a year waiting list, so currently getting support from a charity and have a support worker I see. That's awesome. Is that enough for you, introverts, or are you wanting more help? Because hopefully that's awesome. There are so many things. And I haven't read John's new book. Sophie, I haven't even read Brené Brown's book because I got sick. But I'm going to, Sean and I are going home to Washington for Christmas. And so I'm going to try to read it on the plane and when I'm there, because we just have a lot of downtime because it's so nasty outside. When my mom was here, we went outside walking every day because it's so beautiful for her. She loves the warm weather. So when we go home and it's like rainy and cold, I'll stay inside and read. This is a good question. Marshmallows and Honey says, how do I know if I'm using my anxiety as an excuse? I feel like I'm just being lazy. Thanks, Julie P. I know, right, Sophie? Don't let your mental illness tell you that you're creating it or using it as an excuse. There is something to be said, just hear me out for a minute. There is something to be said about not trying to get better. And I don't mean that to say that, like, if we're trying and it's not working, that means we're not trying hard enough. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if we won't utilize the help that we have, and we won't try anything, and we won't go to see a psychiatrist to get on medication, and we just won't. At that point, we just don't want to get better. We're not at a place where we can. And so I still don't think that's like an excuse. But I think it's important to mention that we can be at that place where we just can't try, we can't do anything. We're not going to get better because we don't want to yet. So keeping that in mind separately from, if you have anxiety and it makes it so you can't go to parties and you can't participate at school or work in the way that you want, it's part of your mental illness. And what that would tell me, honestly, is that we probably need more support. Instead of feeling like you're using it as an excuse, how about recognize that those symptoms are your body and your brain's way of being like, hey, knock, 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 wake up. We need more support. This isn't enough. Hello, please get more. Get medication, see another doctor, do something. And using those symptoms and signs as a way to, instead of feel like, oh, you're using an excuse, because no one wants to be mentally ill or have a mental health issue. No one wants that. So don't let it tell you that that's something that you would create or make worse or use an excuse. It's really just its way of telling you that you need more help. Does that make sense? I hope that doesn't sound too harsh and you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. Little Princess says, my therapist thinks I want to stay as a patient and not make something cut off. Yeah, of course, Marshmallows and Honey. It kind of sounds maybe similar, Little Princess, like what we were just talking about. Oh, Elena, that's a good question. Let me finish this and then I'll answer that. But it sounds similar to kind of what I'm talking about, like thinking that you just don't want to get better. And you might just not be at that place where you feel better. But I would encourage you to think about it like Karen was saying, how her therapist said that if she does get better, it means that everything that happened, like it's kind of invalidating, like it wasn't bad enough. I'd process through that a little bit, because sometimes we're not ready to get better because we don't know what it would be like for us not to be bothered by everything that we've been through. And considering like who we are and what we're about without that can be hard. But being patient with yourself as you figure that out can be really healing. Okay. Yes, Ebony, thanks for sharing. I have a ton of videos about Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays with family. I put them out last year and the year before. I'm not really doing that many of those this year. If there's something that you guys want, let me know in the comments if there's a certain question about holidays that I haven't addressed, that you've looked at my videos and you're like, nope, I just couldn't come up with any that I haven't already been through and dealt with. If I come up with some, I'll gladly create them and film them and get them out before the holidays. But anyway, so Elena's question says, can you tell us how art therapy works and if it even works? In the same way that music therapy helps give us another way to express ourselves, so does art therapy. And so it can be really helpful for, and it's all ages. Don't think that music or art therapy has to be only children. Adults can benefit too, because a lot of times we don't have the words, we don't know what we're really feeling. And so, knowing that it's just another way to help you express yourself. I think the real therapeutic work happens when we try to talk about it with our therapist and tell them what that represented for us and how we made that and all of that stuff. But I think it can really be helpful. I don't do it myself, so I have a ton of clients who use it as a way to express what they're going through, and it's been super beneficial for a lot of my clients who feel stuck, like they're plateauing and they don't know how to express what they're going through. It can be really helpful. But I had one of my colleagues was telling us like a success story. We share these sometimes, just it's good. It feels good. You have a good success story. She was seeing like a 12-year-old girl, and she saw her for like 3 years, and she had all this art that she'd done with her throughout those years. And it was really cool, you guys, because you could see the change in the girl. Like you could see it from 12 to like 15-ish when she stopped seeing her and like graduated from therapy, essentially. You could see it get like happier, brighter, more hopeful. It was really cool to see her art shift. So I do believe art therapy can really be helpful, but finding someone who's properly accredited and knows what they're doing can be really great. Yeah. Okay. We're going to do 2 more questions and then I'm going to call it, you guys, okay? Zena, you accidentally scared the UPS guy? Oh, that's really funny. It's not like you meant to. Oh, this is a good question. I won't count this as the last question. And Eloise, I no judgments on all the therapists in the UK, because that would be a really big blanket statement, but I do think that therapy is much more widely talked about, and there's a lot more options in certain parts of the States. Recognize that there's a lot of places in the States that are still very behind in the times and very slow. Some parts of the Midwest and the South, I've heard from a lot of you, like there aren't any treatment options and people don't go to therapy. But I do think that therapy in the US overall is better than in the UK. But again, I can't like blanket statement everybody, because I'm sure there's amazing treatment options in the UK as well. And Sicarians, I'm saying that totally wrong. She asked if I tell my clients about my YouTube channel or social media presence. And then I'll answer 2 more questions. Sorry. I don't. If I think there's a video that could be helpful for them, I will. But some of my clients know about it and some of them don't. Some of my clients are older too, and I don't even think they're on YouTube. And that's not to say that older people can't be on YouTube, but some of my older parents in their like 50s and 60s, they're more on Facebook and stuff, and some of them have found me that way, but I don't really tell them unless I think it's useful for them. I also think it can make the relationship weird, because then they see me in a whole different light, because therapy Katie is slightly different from this. Therapy Katie's, it's all about you. I don't do as much talking as I do on here. And I don't give them answers like straight up. I want them to find it, and I want them to figure it out themselves, because that's where the healing happens in therapy. So it's a little different. So I don't. One of my clients did just recently find my channel, and it was funny because he watched the bipolar video, because that's his diagnosis, and he said it was really helpful. And he was like, I like that you create those things. I was like, oh, cool. So he found it on his own. Anyway, okay, 2 more questions and then I gotta go. Leah J says, how do you push through depression when you have to get a lot done and you don't have the oomph? Set small goals each day. I think some of it's like setting little goals that we can achieve, and I'll actually have a video coming out about this kind of topic on a Thursday video soon. But I do think that setting little goals that we can achieve each day will help keep us motivated and keep us going. And then doing some self-care. And if you're having a really bad day, that day is just not the day to get everything done. We're going to have to push those things to the next day. Being a little more, sympathetic to your situation and understanding where you're at. And then setting the goals appropriately. No comparisons to other people. We're doing the best we can with what we've got. Yeah, that can really help. Emotionally focused therapy, Julie G. I can talk about that. It's interesting. I loved it when I was studying it in school, but I don't know anybody who actually practices it like only. I definitely can. I'd have to look up if it's different now than when I was studying. And I missed the thing that came across, something in the AM. Sorry, I missed your thing. Somebody sent something across. Okay, let's see. Emotional freedom technique. Jilly, I don't know about that. I'll have to look into it. Okay. 2 questions. So Sophie P says, my therapist wants me to write down 10 achievements every day this week. How? I don't even do 10 things in a day. Sophie P, an achievement can be, I got out of bed on time. I was nice to that person at Starbucks. I let that person cut in front of me and I didn't honk. I think we need to lower what an achievement is. Achievements can just be simple little things. I challenge you. Challenge. Okay. Okay. Emma says, is it normal to sometimes agree with a possible diagnosis and feel like, is it normal to sometimes agree with my possible diagnosis and sometimes feel like it's not right, like I made it up? I may be bipolar. By the way, I'm 17. Of course. I think it's important. That's why I feel like it's really important for us to, exactly, Bethany, like I brushed my hair today. So long. It's a lot of work. I think it's normal to question our diagnosis and wonder if we meet the criteria, and then sometimes think, oh, definitely. We all go through that. There'll probably come a point where you either completely agree or disagree. Like for instance, I've had a client who has bipolar 1 disorder, and forever she did not think that she was bipolar. And I would reference back to her manic episode that she had and what happened. And and she would not agree. She'd be like, that was just that one time. And that doesn't mean I have bipolar disorder. And then she had another episode, unfortunately, because she was switching medications and her psychiatrist was watching her carefully. It was okay. Nothing bad happened, but she felt it. And she came in the next week after we'd gone through that and she was more stable. And anyways, and then she said to me, I guess you're right. And I said, oh, thanks, Jilly G. And I said to her, I was like, it's not about me being right. It's just about you understanding and accepting it. And that takes time, and it's okay. And I think it's okay for you to take the time to understand the full ramifications, like what your diagnosis means, what the symptoms they say you have. And you can agree or disagree. And then you can decide whether you completely agree or completely disagree. Because it might be wrong. People get misdiagnosed all the time. It's okay for you to question. Okay? Last question. Billy says, how normal is it to get more meaner to self the more you dive into therapy? Oh, surgery in the AM. Julie P, you're going to be okay. Just breathe. We have to trust in our treatment team in the way we do with therapy, with surgery. If we need it, have someone supportive there, do some breathing. You'll get through. But okay, Billy's question. Getting meaner to yourself is very common. Our negative self-talk will go through the roof when we're trying to really work on it. Oh, bye, I'm invisible. And I think that being cognizant of that and being a little more compassionate towards yourself and trying to talk back to that more will only help the therapy process and help you feel better. So give yourself a little time and patience and know that it's okay for it to feel bad and it's okay to be mean to yourself. I'm not saying it's okay in the long run, but just know we're in it. We're like under construction right now and a lot is happening. And so being aware of it and doing your best to fight back, Billy, could hopefully, keep you feeling okay about yourself. Because I know that that's the hard thing. A lot of times when we're really in it, you too, Rachel. Thank you, Marcella. You're the best. Anyways, just being aware, taking note, and trying to argue back, Billy, will hopefully keep you feeling okay. Because when we're in it, it just makes us feel worse and worse about ourselves, and then it can be hard to stay motivated. And so just argue back. Do your best to argue back. Let me know how it goes. But know that is very normal. But we need to fight it so you don't feel like total shit while you're doing all this hard work, because it's already really hard. But yeah, I hope that helps, Billy. Keep me posted, okay? I love you all. I'm sorry that I'm not like 100%. I know some of you were like, you didn't guest enough people, and I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can today. I just wasn't quite at 100%. But hopefully I'll be better. Yes, hopefully. I hope so, Brooke. And bye, Julie P. The surgery's going to be great. You're going to be okay. Just breathe. Bring someone supportive. But thanks for hanging out, and thanks for making my day a little brighter and getting me out of bed, too, because I would have just laid there, because I'm not feeling 100%. But I'm going to shower, and I'm going to do a couple things I need to do. I'm going to work on a couple videos, and then I might take a nap. So I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I don't think there's going to be a live stream on Friday. Follow me on Twitter for all the updates. If I'm feeling 100%, I'll do a live stream on Friday. I just am worried that if I plan too much, or I don't want to promise and then not be able to. Like this morning when I woke up, I was like, I don't want to cancel because I don't want to disappoint anybody. So follow me on Twitter. If there is one, I always let you know at least 24 hours in advance. But let's say I wake up tomorrow and I'm like, I'm $1,000,000. I'm 100%. Then we'll have one. But I'll let you know. And I also will, if there's going to be, because I will do one on Patreon next week at the very least. But I always will post. So just always check my profile on Patreon. I will post when the live stream is going to be, when you can expect it. If you're having issues with Crowdcast, email them today. Try to figure it out. I wish I was more tech savvy. They just told me to have you download the app if you're on a mobile device, and that makes it simple. I don't know. So try to figure that out, and I'm sorry. But yes, I love you all. And thank you to Jessica, and then Jessica and Tina for the wonderful gifts in my mailbox. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.